Hey everyone, it's Shantae Moore, certified financial educator. I'm an investment advisor representative, a fiduciary, and I teach people how money works. So welcome back to my channel. It's been a long day for me, so I'm kind of like leaning over. But I'm really excited to share today's video message because I get asked all the time, how did I become a financial advisor? How did I get into my career, into my industry, and even about the companies that I work with? How did I choose them to work with? So I'm going to do a two-part video series to this particular question, because today's video, I really want to talk about how did I find the company that I'm working with? And if you're considering getting into the financial services industry, if you're wanting to become a licensed financial professional, I kind of just want to talk through that process. And then on the second video, I'll talk about a lot of the tools that I have available to me with the companies that I work with. And it's basically why I choose to work with them, because there's hundreds of financial and insurance and investment companies out there, but I'm going to talk exactly about why I chose to work with WealthWave and how they have helped me to build my business as a licensed financial professional. So stay tuned. So I just want to share a little bit about one of the companies that I work with called WealthWave. So I've been in the industry, the financial services industry, for over 14 years. This is the beginning of my 14th year in this industry. I received my undergraduate degree in accounting, and right after I graduated, I was recruited to work for a large investment company. They basically said, would you be interested in sales and marketing? And I was like, I don't know, I guess, the company was in finance. So I was like, well, I guess it's kind of similar to accounting, so I'll try it out. And that's how I became, that's how I got into the industry. At that time, before I could even talk to clients or market myself as any type of financial advisor, I had to become fully licensed to get my insurance licenses I'm in the state of Illinois. I also had to get all of my investment licenses, all of my securities licenses, and then I could actually talk to clients. And I did that. I was grateful to learn and be able to get trained and accomplish that. And ultimately, my biggest challenge, what happened over time, was that those companies were great, especially the first one that I started with. However, the clientele that they wanted me to go after were people who had at least $250,000 or more to invest to become a client. Which meant for me, this, minority girl, brown skinned girl, growing up on the south side of Chicago, I didn't know anyone like that. I didn't have, family that came from money. I didn't have that rich uncle. I had no connection whatsoever to people with that type of money. So it became, internally, it became a challenge for me, because I was like, wow, I work with this amazing company. They have all these great financial products and services, but I can't even talk to my own family and friends. And it really started to bother me. So after that, I left that company. I kind of hopped around, and long story short, 6 years ago, someone introduced me to my current company that I'm working with. And I remember when they were like, oh, Shantae, you're in the industry, you're licensed, you should go check it out. And I remember thinking to myself, I was walking in with my arms folded, thinking like, what are they going to tell me? I already know all this stuff. I've been in the industry, at the time for 7-8 years. I know, I was really cocky, didn't know anything. I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know anything. And when I came to this company and I saw the mission and the passion that my business partners had, I was like, what the hell? Like, where have I been all my life? Like, I wish I would have found this company when I first graduated college. Like, I wish I would have started here when I first got into the industry, but it's neither here nor there. I planted my flag, and I'm so happy because our company, WealthWave, we specialize in talking to pretty much 99% of the population, 99% of the Americans out there who actually need financial help. All the other companies that I worked with, they would only want us to talk to people who already have money, who are already, quote unquote, rich. And, that became a challenge for me, because I wanted to talk to people who were like me, who grew up with very humble beginnings, who didn't have much, but they were just hard workers. All they wanted to do was make good decisions for their money, and nobody would talk to them. So when I came to WealthWave, you know, number one, the first thing that really grabbed me was the passion for the mission of, we have to help people. People are financially illiterate. They don't know how money works. They don't know what they don't know. They're making bad financial decisions, and they're just caught in this sucker style of, you know, making money, spending it. They're not growing. They're not accumulating anything. You know, they have these cycles of passing on debt from generation to generation. Nobody's, you know, getting out of those cycles. Nobody's saving for retirement. People are struggling financially, and no one was there to help them but us. I won't say nobody, but, you know, I really love our company's mission. So that was the first thing. I was like, man, now I can actually talk to my own family and friends. And it's been an amazing journey. So I just wanted to give you guys that background, because a lot of times people ask me, how did I become a licensed financial professional? How did I get into the industry? That's literally the truth of my story. And I do what I do because now that I've gained so much knowledge, there's still such a huge need. I mean, there's 300 million Americans in the country, and 99% of them are struggling, you know, financially. You know, people are one paycheck away from a financial disaster. People need help when it comes to their money. And our company, WealthWave, we focus on teaching people how money works so they can be financially literate. So the few pennies that you have, that you bring in, because people tell me all the time, well, Shantae, I don't have any money. You know, I make so little. I'm like, look, what? It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's about knowing what to do with the money that you do have. When you know better, you do better. But the other side of that is, when you know better, now you're like, oh, I've learned I need to get life insurance. Oh, I've learned I need to save for retirement. Or I learned I need to invest money. I've learned that I need to, you know, apply the rule of 72 and compounding interest to building wealth. How do I do that? And that's where I come in, because I'm a licensed financial professional. So I can give you a whole financial plan and say, if this is how much money you have in your budget, then we need to do X, Y, and Z. You know, and it's very strategic. It's completely developed for yourself to help you reach your goals, no matter what your budget is. I don't care who you are or how much money you think you have. We will work with you. And 9 times out of 10, we don't even charge for our services. So I love that I have that company platform behind me to be able to do that, to help people in my communities, people who are culturally like me, because nobody's talking to, you know, these Black and brown communities. This is what I'm passionate about. And, you know, I'm just blessed to be able to do what I do. So I say all that to say that if you're interested in, you know, becoming a licensed financial professional, definitely connect with me. I'm always looking for people to work with me in business. We absolutely have an amazing opportunity, because everybody needs help with their finances. Everybody needs to learn how money works. My business is to actually help people with something that 99.9% of the population actually needs. If you're looking at starting a business or, you know, embarking on a new career, I would highly suggest that you look at the financial services industry. So I'll end this video here. Check out part 2. I actually want to go into a little bit more in depth about WealthWave, why I specifically chose WealthWave, why I love their platform to use to operate my business. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon.